In all honesty, you shouldn't even be watching this video. The way that you and I moved through the world right now, it's a little bit unusual in the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is downright harmful for us, so listen close.
If you're watching this video, you probably don't even need me to tell you in what ways you are overloading, overfeeding your brain. But I've always believed sometimes some facts we know intrinsically, we need them to be told to us by someone else. It's like pulling up something from the depths of the ocean. Difference is your ocean may be dirtier than another's, and when you eventually pull that thing out, it may have some moss, dirt, or some bullshit on it. Our goal is to make the ocean, that is our minds, as clear as possible at the end of the day. And today, we are going to first cut off the source which is actively polluting it. You have been willingly keeping that source open and supplying it endlessly. Listen close. This issue is plaguing modern society, our lives. The main culprits of this problem, the problem of overfeeding your brain, feeding it endlessly until it dies of gluttony, is the internet. Endless access to information and most importantly media has progressed maybe too far. Every 5 seconds you swipe to a new video. Short form content is fucked up, bro, I'm telling you. TikTok has conquered the internet. Spread like a disease to other platforms as well. The other day I was in LinkedIn, right? You know, LinkedIn, the business platform, for professionals, for networking. And I was looking at a post and you know what happened? I clicked on a video and realized I could fucking swipe up for a new one. They are trying to conquer your mind, bro. It's everywhere for your attention. They do everything for your attention. And apparently our brains like constant stimulation, that is short form videos. You already know the deal. Every new video, you feel a different thing. You watch, you consume a different thing. And next thing you know, an hour has passed. How many things you willingly or not logged into your brain? We are not evolved to deal with this, bro. First, anatomically, human remains were found, give or take, 300,000 years ago, right? You know what that means? For 300,000 years, we evolved with no phones, no TV. This shit is totally new to us. We were not meant to receive this much new information every single day. You can feel yourself getting dumb when you consume too much media, but there is hope. And there is an alternative.
Hey, look at this mate I achieved. Checkmate. I mean, I blundered millions of times, as you can see. But it's a cool little checkmate.
So first, I downloaded TikTok in quarantine, right? It's like 2020 or something. It was first Musical.ly in like 2019, 2018, and then TikTok. And I was hooked. I remember how awesome it was. I remember how awesome it felt, It was revolutionary. And it really was. Like when I talked about the spread of it, it really was revolutionary. I mean, we was hooked. And then I decided to give up TikTok, because I guess I kind of felt the brain rot taking place. And I switched to Instagram, and you know what happened next? Instagram came out with Reels. And at first that sucked, but then it became awesome. Then it became the same thing that TikTok was again. I eventually managed to phase short form content out of my life for good. Around 2022, I believe. I was watching Hamza videos daily. I was like, I have to get my shit together and stuff. But the overfeeding of your brain, the overloading of your brain, that is the topic of this video, is not only limited to short form content. I hope you realize that it's not only limited to short form content. We are overloading our brains in many different ways. You can overfeed your brain. You can overconsume your brain with books, with music, with normal long form videos. And I remember I was doing exactly that. In 2021 or 2022, I had made the New Year's resolution to sit silent for 5 minutes every day. Can you imagine? That was my goal. One of the goals that I had set out for my new year was sitting silent for at least 5 minutes a day.
It's unbelievable speaking about it now, of course, but
you know, back then that was the leap, that was the thing to do for me. And there was days where I couldn't even reach that goal. The goal of sitting in silence for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. And that should summarize the overloading, overfeeding of our brains. And I believe many people that are watching this video are doing that exactly, actively. When you're brushing your teeth, odds are you are looking at social media nowadays. When you are going from a room to room in your house, odds are you are looking at social media while you're walking. When outside, when you're waiting for the, tram to arrive, when you're waiting for bus to arrive, you're looking at your phone. There is this non-stop consumption of media that's ongoing with your life. And that we have to fix, my friend. That we have to fix. That we have to, change things about. Now, I'm not a crazy lunatic, right? I'm not going to tell you that you need to delete social media from your life for good. You need to entirely phase out, consuming content for good. No, of course not. I mean, consuming media is one of the main things that make life fun, don't you think? I mean, music, waiting for music to come out, waiting for movies to come out, maybe I should stand like this. Of course, art pieces, they are art. Music is art, movies are art, books are art. What I'm talking about more specifically is the overconsumption of him. If a person listens to music 24/7, he has no room to think, no room for his brain to come to realizations about. Imagine the great inventors from our past, like from 1800s, from 1900s, the Einsteins of the world, the Oppenheimers, and do you think they were consuming media 24/7? No, they were sitting in silence for hours a day. Hours. And that's probably how their brains came up with such incredible stuff. Their brains had room to think. They had allowed their brains to think. They had gave their brains room to think, room to create ideas, room to create new stuff. If you're receiving new stuff constantly, your brain has no ability, no opportunity to really consume it and synthesize it or puke it out. If you're receiving constantly, you cannot give. If you're receiving constantly, you cannot give. Such is your brain. So my advice to you will be thinking of this entire topic, thinking of consuming media. Nah, I'm playing. Thinking of this entire topic, think of your brain as your stomach. Think of consuming media as eating food. You do not want your brain to get fat or your body to get fat. And treat your brain the same way with media. Think of it like going on a diet for the rest of your life. Going on a media diet for the rest of your life. Of course, you're going to eat to not starve. A starving brain, a brain deprived of input, cannot produce output. A brain too riddled, too busy with receiving the input cannot produce output. We are going to be equalizing the input and the output of your brain. And change stuff. Self-imposed limits on social media especially. I mean, you're a grown adult, you should be able to do that at least. Self-imposed limits on social media. Stay mindful even while, consuming social media, consuming media, being active on the internet. Stay mindful. Just remember to let your brain breathe, for God's sake. Let your brain rest. Not just when it's sleeping, not just when it's tired. Give your brain some space. Allow it greatness. Don't put it in a box with all the fucking shit you're gonna get. Just let it breathe. Let that culture breathe. Hands on your knees. Hey, whatever. Yeah, that's about it. I have one more thing to tell you though. As a call to action part, I want you to utilize this. I want you to spend half an hour tomorrow sitting in silence. Don't do chores, don't have anything open in the background. Just stay in silence for half an hour tomorrow. Think about what you've been doing with the time that's given to you today. Tomorrow. Or yesterday. Think about what you've been doing with the time that's given to you, this precious little time that we have so little of. And care to stay mindful throughout the rest of your days. That's about it. Thank you for watching, bro. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. It means a lot. Let's discuss some ideas in the comments and see y'all in another one. Peace out. I appreciate you.